Brought to you by Gamezy. Win up to rupees 5 crores every day. Download the app now.
We are into the business end of the tournament, and in qualifier 1, the Gujarat Titans take on the Rajasthan Royals. And what's at stake? A place in the final. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about the budget buys first. Well, among the budget buys from Gujarat Titans, I'm looking at 3 players. Wriddhiman Saha, ever since he has come into the side, he's been in terrific form. And for me, he's probably one of the best batsmen. So Saha is somebody who I'll definitely have in my 11 at least. Apart from that, I'm looking at 2 bowling options. There's Yash Dayal, who sort of tapered off a little towards the end of the league stages, hasn't taken that many wickets, but you know what he brings to the table with the left arm bowling option and the fact that he sometimes bowls at the death as well. So Yash Dayal is a choice. And then Sai Kishore. You know, before the season even started, I picked him as one of my favorite emerging players, and I thought that he'll get more opportunities. Finally, he got his opportunity for Gujarat Titans because they did not play him in the first few games, but the limited number of games that he has played, he has bowled really well. Last game did not pick a single wicket, but bowled 4 overs for just 20 runs if I'm not wrong. So very economical. Previous game before that was also economical and picked up a solitary wicket game before that. I think that was his debut game. He picked up 2 wickets. So for me, our Sai Kishore is also a good option. Now let's talk about the Rajasthan Royals. And Rajasthan Royals also similarly, Yashasvi Jaiswal wasn't playing, during the middle games. But ever since he has come back into the side, he's been their best batsman. So Yashasvi Jaiswal will be in my team. And another guy who I did not think I'll be talking about much during my fantasy videos, but Ravichandran Ashwin has really done something great this IPL. Last couple of games, either he's performing with the bat, with the ball, and certain times he's performing with both the bat and the ball. So that's why Ashwin played that match-winning 40 runs of 23 balls unbeaten, took his team to victory to ensure a top 2 finish for Rajasthan Royals, and he'll bowl his 4 overs. So Ashwin is a great pick as well. Overseas options. And this is where it gets tricky for Gujarat Titans, because I'm not sure whether Matthew Wade deserves another opportunity. Yes, he got a dodgy decision in the last game against RCB, but even before that, he really hasn't set the tournament on fire for me. And maybe they should be looking at somebody else. But who can it be? Maybe Sai Sudarshan comes back and then they can get in somebody like an Alzari Joseph as an extra bowling option, as a foreigner in the side. Because Matthew Wade really hasn't fired. Yes, last game was a wrong decision for Wade, and you saw how pissed he was. But still, Wade for me really hasn't done much this IPL. Apart from that, David Miller picks himself. Rashid Khan will be there for sure. And even though Lockie Ferguson really hasn't been in great form, I still think he's a big match player. I'm not sure whether they'll get in, if they decide to persist with Wade, whether they'll get in Alzari Joseph for Lockie Ferguson, or whether they'll continue with Lockie and maybe get Alzari in place of Matthew Wade. So let's wait and watch what happens with the Gujarat Titans side. Rajasthan Royals, I think, they figured out what's their best combination. I think they'll persist with this, where Josh Butler is there, Shimron Hetmyer, who returned to the side in the last game after that break where he had gone back home. So Hetmyer is there, Josh Butler, as I already talked about, and the other 2 guys, Trent Bolt always will play, and Obed McCoy, I think, will also be there in the side. Captaincy choices, and I'm looking at so many options that there are, from the Gujarat Titans. You can look at somebody like a Shubman Gill or Wriddhiman Saha if you're looking at a batting option, because it's a new pitch in Kolkata, and I expect a few runs will be there for the taking. New pitch, not going to be slow and low, because Mumbai, there were a lot of games that happened on those pitches, and that's why you realized towards the end that the pitches had slowed down. But Kolkata, different venue completely, different pitch, maybe there'll be more runs on offer. So you could be looking at a few batsmen. Gill, Saha, if you want to take that option. Hardik Pandya is back bowling for the Gujarat Titans. Yes, last game he was expensive. I think the 3 overs, 35 runs he gave away. But still, He scored again, got a 50 in the last game, and if he's bowling also, he's a great pick. Similarly, Rashid Khan with his pyrotechniques towards the end of the innings. Last game also 19 runs off 6 balls and then took a couple of wickets. Rashid Khan is also a dependable choice that way for the Gujarat Titans. For Rajasthan Royals, and that's because the pitch I expect to be better for batting now. I think Josh Butler hasn't really fired in the last few games. He started so well, 3 centuries, whatnot. Everybody talking about whether he'll overtake Virat Kohli. And even though that won't happen, I think Butler can be a decent pick in terms of your captaincy choices, because new pitch may be good for batting. So Butler is there. Even Sanju Samson, for that matter, has tapered off in a big way in the second half of the IPL. Maybe expecting, a big knock is due from at least one of them. So they could be your captaincy choices as well. So in my fantasy 11, I have picked Riddhiman Saha. There's Yashasvi Jaiswal, Josh Butler, there's Hardik Pandya. Then I'm not sure whether to go with Shubman Gill or Sanju Samson. That I'll decide later. Then Rashid Khan, Ravichandran Ashwin is there, Yuzvendra Chahal, Mohammad Shami, R. Sai Kishore and Trent Bolt complete my fantasy 11. So guys, make sure you download the Gamezy app through the description below, because you can win up to 5 crore rupees in daily prize money. So what are you waiting for? Download the app right now. Thank you for watching.